Greetings recruits, I am Cell, Green Lantern for Sector 3009. You should have already read pages 148 and 149 before watching this video or listening to this audio. Please read along in your book as I read the selection out loud to you. Also listen for extra information that will help you with the activity or your quest goal. Let us begin. In some places on Earth, winter is cold, summer is hot, and fall and spring are mild. How do we experience seasons? Climate describes weather patterns in a place over time. Seasons are changes in weather patterns that occur at distinct periods of a year. Many places have seasons with distinct temperature differences in winter and summer. But in some places, temperatures stay about the same all year. In these places, seasons may have differences in precipitation rather than temperature. For example, summer may be wet and winter may be dry. Places around the equator have only two real seasons, a wet one and a dry one, like the Amazon rainforest or the savannas of Africa. What causes seasons to change? Really listen to this part. It is the big idea. It has to do with Earth's tilt as it orbits the Sun. Earth's axis is tilted at an angle of 23.5 degrees. Because of Earth's tilt and orbit, sunlight strikes different parts of Earth at different angles. Mr. King will be doing an all-class demonstration of this soon. Sunlight strikes Earth most directly near the equator. This makes places near the equator warm year-round. Near the poles, the sunlight that strikes Earth is spread out. This causes the poles to be cold year-round. Sunlight strikes places away from the equator and the poles at different angles throughout the year. This causes many places to have large temperature differences at different times of a year. Now let us look at the pictures. That cute little rabbit's fur changes in winter to help it to blend in, like you learned in the ecosystems unit. Seasonal changes make these temperature changes occur, and the animals have to find a way to survive. The other four pictures show the changes of the seasons in a place very similar to your home in Indiana. Thank you for your attention to this important concept. The goal was to figure out why some places on Earth have seasons. The answer is that the Earth's tilt caused the rays of the sun to hit different places more directly some times of a year, and less directly in other times. Now on to pages 150 and 151. A view of the seasons. Imagine you were in space, and could view the positions of Earth and the sun during each season. What would you see? Look at the picture on the next page. If you could view Earth from space, you would see that the North Pole and Northern Hemisphere are tilted toward the sun in summer. The beginning of summer, or the summer solstice, occurs around June 21 in the Northern Hemisphere. During a solstice, one of Earth's poles is tilted the most toward the sun. Now notice the tilt of the South Pole and the Southern Hemisphere in June. The South Pole and Southern Hemisphere are tilted away from the sun in June. It is winter there in June. Seasons are reversed in the hemispheres. This means that, while you are celebrating your summer holidays by splashing in the pool and eating Kona ice, people in Australia are bundling up in their North Face jackets and hitting the ski slopes in winter. Australia has winter in June and July. The beginning of fall, or the fall solstice, occurs around September 22nd in the Northern Hemisphere. During an equinox, the hours of daylight and darkness are equal in number. The poles and hemispheres are not tilted toward or away from the sun. The beginning of winter, or the winter solstice, occurs around December 21st in the Northern Hemisphere. The North Pole and Northern Hemisphere are tilted away from the sun. This day has the least number of daylight hours of any day of the year in the Northern Hemisphere. The beginning of SRPing, or the spring equinox, occurs around March 20th in the Northern Hemisphere. Like the fall equinox, The poles are not tilted toward or away from the sun. The hours of daylight and darkness are equal in number. A fun fact about the solstices, winter and summer, is that in the North Pole and South Pole there will be 28 or so days of light during the summer solstice, and the same amount of darkness during the winter. You will not see the sun for 28 days in a row, because the pole is tilted so far away at that time. The picture on page 151 says that the tilt of the Earth does not change as it rotates and revolves around the sun. That is what causes the seasons. Try to do the activity on page 151 by drawing what the tilt of the Earth looks like in relation to the sun right now. Draw the sun on the left side, and the Earth on the right, then draw North America, and the line for the tilt. Be careful, and may the lantern's light shine upon you.